Welcome, visitors of my virtual world. The day has finally come. I'm so excited. Today we are going to put the new RX 9070 XT into my new PC build. So let's get to it. So it cost 800 euros, which is like 50 euros over the MSRP if I deduct the tax. And it's the Asrock Steel Legend RX 970 XT. So let's unbox it. Nice. What else is in the box? A quick installation manual. And here it is. It's all protected, it seems. It's hard to see, but there is a protective layer in the middle of the fans as well, so don't forget to remove this. This model has two 8-pin connectors, and there is also an RGB header over here and a switch to turn off and on RGB. Now I'm not sure whether you are supposed to connect this RGB header to your motherboard to be able to control the graphics card lights or LEDs, or it can be controlled via PCIe Express. We will see, but we definitely have to connect these two 8 pins. Let's see how much it weighs. This specific model requires 750 watts or greater power supply, and we do have that. We actually exactly have 750 watts, but I suppose it could also work with a weaker power supply. What I needed to get from the PSU box are these two 8-pin cables, and yeah, we need these. We will connect this into the graphics card, and I suppose this into the PSU. So let's get to it. So our cables were already managed and tied up. It's a little bit hard to get to these ports, but here they are, 3 of them, and we need 2 out of these 3. So the best option seems to be to route it through these cables and then under the whole PC case. And on the other side we will come out here and then connect the graphics card over here. And after connecting the graphics card we can actually manage or cable tie the cables down here. It seems it's going to take up 2 slots. This is the PCIe Express slot where the graphics cards will go in. For that, of course, we need to remove the cover. There we go, cover removed. We must free these 2 slots over here. A little correction, actually I had to unmount these 2 slot covers over here. Let's install the graphics cards finally. Slowly, steadily. I think we are there. Now you have to give it a little push in order for the PCI Express slot to click. There it is. It clicked. It sounded a little bit scary. It sounded like I'm breaking my motherboard, but don't worry, that's not the case. Yeah, it's tied there. Let's connect the power cables. This one goes in here. There it is, clicked. And the other one needs to click as well. And both of them are latched on. Now we can screw the screws back on. So the screws are back. GPU sitting nicely. We can still utilize this GPU support, and that's what we are going to do. We give it a little bit support on this side, although it's quite alright. So I have to reposition this support to the other opening. So I pushed the GPU slightly upwards, gently, and fixed the GPU support from the other side with the screw. So now it's holding up the GPU quite nicely. The last thing remaining regarding hardware is to deal with the cables. Of course, you must get rid of these plugs in order to connect your display or monitor, TV, whatever. Up till now, I was using this HDMI port on the motherboard, so I was using the integrated GPU's output. Now, if I switch off the integrated GPU in the BIOS, suddenly this port will probably not work, and I need to use this one. Let's make sure that our discrete GPU is prioritized and that the integrated one is turned off, ideally. So we can find this option in AMD CPS and BIOS common options, GFX configuration, and here DGPU only mode, disable iGPU if DGPU is detected. It's on auto, which should be alright, but let's just say enabled. Furthermore, let's go back a little bit and then go into PCIe configuration, and here make sure above 4G decoding is enabled and resize bar support is enabled. There is one more option in the advanced settings, and that's the onboard device configuration. And here display priority is set to external graphics, which is good. So let's save these options and let's boot into Windows. So in Windows there is a nice monitoring tool for GPUs called Tech Power Up GPU Z, and it shows us some information regarding our graphic card or graphic cards. Right now it's only detecting the discrete GPU, AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT, which is good. And here are the parameters of this GPU. So it's on 4 nanometers, Navi 48. We have 256-bit bus, GDDR6 memory, 16 gigabytes of it with a bandwidth of 644 gigabytes per second. And resizable bar is enabled, which you want to have. So this was the graphics card tab. There is also the sensors tab, which is really nice when you want to monitor the performance of your GPU. We can also use HVInfo64 for it, which has much more detailed information. And if we just try to scroll to the GPU, let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. GPU Radeon RX 2070 XT, temperature, well, basically all the operational parameters are over here. The GPU fan is 0 because if the GPU is not under load, it turns its fans off. And it's not under load. The temperature is really low right now. It's 35 degrees, 60 for the memory, and also 37 only for the hotspot. I suppose the first thing that we should have done is to install the latest driver. So I already have this Adrenaline software installed because it was needed for the iGPU, the integrated GPU, which is made by AMD as well. But the driver seems to be up to date. But let's just check them again. I suppose I could install all these drivers. So if you have a VRR display, so either FreeSync or G.SKILL or Adaptive Sync, it's a good idea to turn VRR on in the Adrenaline software in settings, display, over here. Now I'm running FreeSync Premium. Let's run some Furmark test and monitor the performance of this GPU. Okay, so Furmark can also monitor the temperature and the hotspot. And okay, AMD Radeon's, well, the Radeon, what is it called? Adrenaline software just kicked in as well. So this overlay here can be turned on or off using AMD's Adrenaline software suite. And it is in performance, settings, no, metrics, overlay. Here you can turn off, on, overlay, make it detect games, and it thinks this is a game. Well, I suppose it's about GPU workloads. And here you can select different profiles, basic one, intermediate one, advanced, and custom. Turn it off, of course. So the memory temperature of the GPU is hitting 88 degrees, which is a little bit higher than I expected. And the hotspot is at 87. I can definitely hear the GPU fans a little bit, and the power consumption is 303, 304 watts, it seems. It's currently at 90, the GPU memory temperature. I suppose I should run a few tests for you guys to see. For example, TimeSpy Extreme. Let's hit it. Include demo, we don't want the demo. Still quite heavy, around 80 to 90 FPS. I think I can hear a bit of Coil whine. Yes. I'm sitting like 1.5 meters away from my PC and I hear a bit of coil whine, and the PC case is closed, so the side panel is not opened. Is it too much? I'm not sure yet. There's some flickering going on. I don't know what's that. Oh, this one is sluggish. Oh, it's a CPU benchmark. But my CPU is not fully powered on, it's running only on 93 watts and it should be able to run up to 150 watts. So I don't know what's going on here. Probably needs investigation. Okay, so here is the result. I don't know, guys, whether this is good or bad. I really don't know. I can see that the GPU clock was fluctuating quite a bit. Okay, in this first part of the benchmark graphic test 1, it was sitting at around 2750 and 2800, something like that. CPU was quite high, nice. And here we see more fluctuation, and yeah, this is the CPU test. Let's now try Firestrike Ultra. The screen seems to be small. Okay, you will not be able to see much from this guy, so I suppose I just pause the video and jump to the end. Okay, the second part of it runs in full screen, which is good. CPU is barely being utilized here. GPU is running full throttle, 300 watts, and around, that's interesting. Yeah, so the polling rate of the Adrenaline software FPS is much lower than the inbuilt in 3D Mark at the bottom center. And here we go, the results. I don't know, is this good? Is it not? Not sure. Let's look at the clocks. Okay, again between 270 and actually here it was about 3000, 3100 certain places. I've never tried Steel Nomad, but I'm going to try it now. Oh, wait a moment, over here. Oh, I forgot to turn on the overlay. Yeah, I think if you have sound on, you can barely notice the coil whine. Or maybe it was not here in Steel Nomad, not sure. Anyways, GPU clock was around 2700 actually, dipping a little bit below sometimes. I think the last one I will try is going to be Port Royal. Okay, here we are. Again, I can hear the coil whine a little bit. I'm going to go closer to check it out. Yeah, I don't know guys, I can definitely hear it, even more so from closer up. Not sure whether that's normal or not. Let's see the score. Okay, 84 FPS, 18,144. Average is better, so running under average. That's suspicious. Definitely cannot. I always liked this one. It's quite nice. I mean, I can see the dated graphics, but the art style, it's still charming, I would say. Those shadows though, they were always that bad? I don't know. There's some shimmering going on in the grass. This scene is the best. Or this one. I cannot hear the coil whine in this one. Or maybe it's being covered up with the audio. But I cannot notice it. Maybe I got used to it so quickly? I'm not sure. No, it's definitely there. The coil whine is there. Yeah, I think we are looping around now. Are we? Not sure. Let's wait a little bit more. No, this is actually the end. Alright, let's try Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Let's run the benchmark.
¡Hey! ¡Cuidado, niños!
Let's turn on the overlay. I forgot about that. Sorry, guys. GPU temperature, memory temperature at 90 degrees. Frame time is quite smooth. This game has a lot of load popping. Okay, is this a good result? Not sure. So, when running Furmark, there is no Coil Whine. Just move to the computer and let's listen to it a little bit. No, I cannot hear any Coil Whine. But also Furmark is not running at high GPU clocks. That might be the reason. Because I definitely heard some Coil Whine while running 3D Mark benchmarks or some game benchmarks. Yeah, by the way, this GPU is quite hot. As you can see, the hotspot temperature is 88 and the memory temperature is about the same. Let me pull up GPU-Z. So as you can see during Furmark, this GPU is cooking. "90 degrees memory temperature, 89 hotspot, 35% fan speed, 303 watts.